Iran has reportedly agreed to a long-term nuclear freeze instead of a long-term disarmament. This according to a report by Al Arabiya. The outlet claims that it has obtained Iran's amended proposal to the United States. According to the report, Iran has agreed to transfer the enriched uranium to Russia instead of the United States. Remember, Iran has previously transferred the uranium stockpile to Russia under Obama-era Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Meanwhile, Iran's state-affiliated media has claimed that Iran's right to enrich uranium is non-negotiable under Non-Proliferation Treaty. Russia has already expressed its readiness to welcome any concessions on nuclear program that Iran makes voluntarily. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says Iran has every right to enrich uranium, but Moscow will not intrude into this negotiation process.
Therefore, our position now remains the same as when that document, 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, was agreed upon. It is that we will support any resolutions that the negotiating parties themselves, in this case the United States and the Islamic Republic of Iran, agree to and are willing to accept.
The latest reports come after Iran announced that it has given an amended peace proposal to the United States via Pakistan. The U.S. is yet to provide its official response to Iran's counter-proposal for long-term peace. Mr. Dov Zakhaim is a former Undersecretary of Defense in George W. Bush administration and currently a senior advisor at Center for Strategic and International Studies. He's now joining us live on the broadcast from Washington, D.C. Mr. Dov Zakhaim, it's good to see you. Let's just talk about what really happened over the past week. And Donald Trump was in China. Do you actually think that the China visit by Trump had an impact on the decisions that the U.S. president will make going forward on Iran?
Mr. Trump clearly wanted to have a decent resolution, a decent summit, a calming down of the trade issues. And to that extent, he certainly succeeded. It was more of a boring summit than anything else, which I think is what Mr. Trump wanted. What Mr. Trump also did, though, on his Truth Social was give the Iranians until Tuesday, or else he threatened to go back to war. And my guess is this is why Iran came up with its latest counter-proposal. The question really remains, first of all, what does Mr. Trump feel about the fact that the Strait of Hormuz situation has not been resolved? Secondly, will he accept the proposal, which seems an awful lot like the Obama JCPOA, the nuclear deal, without any reference either to missiles or to proxies. And so, again, we have to see, because Mr. Trump seems to make his policies, or rather announce them on Truth Social, we have to see how he'll react. Thus far, each time...
Mr. Zakhaim, let's talk about that conversation on Truth Social and the engagement between Trump and also Iran, because both sides have been exchanging words and connotations on social media, especially uranium enrichment and transferring nuclear material, now that Iran has confirmed that it will send its nuclear material to Russia. What do you read between the lines in this conversation between Trump and Iran?
Well, I think the Iranians essentially wouldn't mind if they waited out until, frankly, Trump's economic problems, and as you know, the United States is suffering from rather high inflation right now, and there's a lot of discontent with Mr. Trump. His popularity is very, very low. It keeps dropping. So the Iranians, I think, would hope to pressure Mr. Trump economically, and of course, they still are preventing pretty much most traffic, including Chinese traffic, by the way, through the Strait of Hormuz. For Mr. Trump, he's made it very clear, he actually said so, that whatever difficulties the American consumer might have, his number one priority is stopping the nuclear program. Now, whether it'll satisfy him to have the Iranians ship their uranium to Russia, or whether he will feel that's not enough, that's an open question. One question, of course, is he ready to accept something very similar to what Mr. Obama had? He's going to try to show that he did more than Obama did. Question is, how much more?
Mr. Zakhaim, let's talk about what is really happening tomorrow, because after China-US reset, President Putin is heading to Beijing for the Sino-Russian strategic refresh. The Kremlin says that they have high expectations from meeting between Xi and Putin. Your thoughts? What do you think both leaders will talk about?
Well, I suspect the first thing they'll talk about is Ukraine. The Chinese are supporting Russia, as, by the way, are the Iranians, and the Russians are supporting Iran. I mean, this is very much a coalition, if it maybe not a formal alliance, but certainly a coalition, and certainly if you include North Korea as well. I suspect that will be the highest priority discussion. Russia continues to provide China with oil. Question then will be, will it come at a discount or not? Because the price of oil has skyrocketed, which strengthens Mr. Putin's hand somewhat. But Putin needs help on the Ukrainian war. Those two subjects, the price of oil and the continued Chinese support over Ukraine, is exceedingly important. They'll talk about Iran, of course, but again, Russia is openly supporting the Iranians. China is quietly supporting the Iranians, so perhaps they'll be strategizing how they can support Iran to get its own way vis-a-vis the United States. One complication, of course, is that China needs oil from the Persian Gulf. And the Iranians made clear that they will not tolerate Chinese escorting Chinese ships into the Strait of Hormuz. So that gives China a bit of pause as well, and I suspect they and the Russians will talk about that.
All right, Mr. Dov Zakhaim, it's good to see you. Thank you very much for all your insights and for talking to us today.
Thank you so much for having me.